Welcome to the 2006 World Rally Championship and welcome to the first WRC Rally magazine of the new season. Coming up on this week's programme, newly crowned world champion Sebastian Loeb gets to grips with a brand new rally car. Who's driving for which team? We've the latest on the runners and riders battling it out this season. The Subaru World Rally Team's test manager Tom Hunt takes us through the new rules and regs for 06. And as the championship prepares to kick off, we preview the season opener, the world-famous Monte Carlo Rally. But first, we start with a tribute to 2001 World Rally champion Richard Burns, who sadly passed away at the end of last year. The 34-year-old Englishman had been fighting an astrocytoma brain tumour since falling ill in 2003.
It's good to be able to remember Richard the way he was. Yeah.
2006 will once again see the World Rally Carnival circumnavigate the globe, visiting no less than 5 continents. From the frozen forests of Sweden to the sweltering heat of the Australian outback, the WRC will visit 16 countries and 16 unique environments. Over the next 12 months, the world's best rally drivers will compete against one another on snow, asphalt and gravel before the new World Rally Champion is crowned. So this is how the 2006 calendar shapes up. As ever, the season opens with a rally synonymous with the WRC, Monte Carlo. Rally Catalunya, the Spanish round of the championship, moves to a much earlier slot this year in March, as does Corsica, which will take place in April. Argentina will provide the championship's first trip to the Southern Hemisphere. The second half of the season kicks off with back-to-back rallies on the asphalt of Germany and the roller coaster gravel jumps of Finland. Cyprus and Turkey have moved from their springtime slots to the latter quarter of the season in September and October respectively. For the last 2 years, Rally Australia has provided the finale of the WRC, but not this year. The Antipodean event will be round 14 in 2006, followed by the switchback stages of New Zealand in November. And finally, Rally GB returns to its traditional slot at the end of what is set to be a very hotly contested year. In 2005, Sebastian Loeb was as close to perfect as a rally driver can be. Along the way to clinching his second world title, the Frenchman racked up 10 outright victories, including an amazing 6 in a row. Sebastian's home event in Corsica was the silver lining to an immaculate year, where he managed to win every single one of the 12 grueling special stages, a feat never achieved in modern rallying.
To win it by winning all the stages is a great moment for me.
With such a formidable season under his belt, it was no surprise that Citroën managed to secure a third successive manufacturer's crown. In 2006, the French manufacturer will be taking a sabbatical from the WRC to develop a brand new car, the C4. Citroën will return for a full-scale assault on the championship in 2007. However, Loeb has already been at the wheel of the C4, putting the car through its paces well over a year in advance of its competitive debut. There's understandably much work to do.
I think in the slow corner it's okay. We just have to find a bit some precision in the fast places, a bit more grip on the rear, and we try to work on this side. No, I think we have to work, but I think it will be a very good car.
But before rallying the C4, Sebastian Loeb has the little matter of the 2006 season to worry about.
With the Citroën Works team out of the spotlight for the next 12 months, Sebastian Loeb joins privateer team Kronos this season. The team may be new, but the car remains the same, with Sebastian piloting the Citroën Zara once again.
I'm really happy, and I think it will be an interesting challenge. Next year with a private Zara, it can be interesting to see if we are able to fight for the victories and also to make a new car with a C4 for 2007. It's a good challenge.
Although Sebastian joins Kronos for 2006, the prospect of going to another team was a distinct possibility.
It would have been an interesting challenge also to go to another manufacturer, to try to win also with another car, but I decided not to do it because I wanted to give the priority to Citroën. If they wanted to keep me in 2007, I had no reason to leave, and so it's for that I waited.
In Loeb, Kronos have a driver with big ambitions, but the Belgian team already has an outstanding CV. 2005 was a year in which the team earned impressive podium finishes in Cyprus and Australia, with Austrian Manfred Stoll at the wheel of his Zara. Spanish star Xavier Pons remains with the team for 2006 and has the daunting task of being teammate to Loeb. In 2005, Pons' best result was 4th on his home event in Spain. Current junior World Rally champion Danny Sordo will also join Kronos this season for a number of outings, in conjunction with the defence of his JWRC crown. The protégé of Spanish legend Carlos Sainz will be tackling his first ever rally in a WRC car in Monte Carlo. Sordo will most certainly be one to watch. The Subaru World Rally team will start 06 with renewed desire to recapture winning ways. 2003 World Rally champion Petter Solberg remains the team's #1 driver and is more fired up than ever to wrest the championship away from Sebastian Loeb.
Well, of course, it's going to be a very tough championship this year with Marcus and Sebastian, and I have a good feeling that we have a very good chance to win the championship. Nothing is easy, but like the car is now, I feel that we are much more prepared than we were last year. So I'm very positive.
Australian Chris Atkinson has retained his seat after a string of impressive drives in 2005. Atkinson will be at every one of this year's 16 championship rounds.
It's pretty exciting for me to be back this time, and now we've got a year experience under our belt. It's going to be a totally different picture for us, and now we're really looking at reevaluating things, and our strategy for the season is a lot different to last year, so can't wait to get out there, and obviously still a lot to learn, but I think it's going to be a fantastic year.
Stefan Sarrazin also marks his second year with Subaru. The Frenchman, with new co-driver Stéphane Prévost alongside, will tackle 4 rallies, starting with Monte Carlo, for which he's nominated to score manufacturer's points.
I hope a lot from this season, and I will try to fight on the top, and I hope score a big point for Subaru. It's very important, so I will try to fight for the podium.
Fellow Japanese team Mitsubishi recently made the shock announcement that they would be sitting out the next 2 seasons of the WRC for financial reasons. The team have stated that they will be back in 2008. But although the Works team won't be with us in 06, its drivers will be. Gigi Gali will be both in Monte Carlo and Sweden, while Harry Rovanperä will compete in Sweden alone. The pair will run privateer Lancers. Although full programmes are yet to be decided, both drivers will be a force to be reckoned with at the opening 2 rounds of the championship. Still to come in part 2 of the show, the season's opener Monte Carlo goes under the microscope. We take a look back at the history of the event and also get to grips with what this year's event will hold. Subaru's test team manager Tom Hunt talks us through the new rules and regs for 2006. And we have the second part of our look at this year's runners and riders. But before we go, a quick trivia question. You may know that Monte Carlo is the oldest round of the WRC, but which year was it first run? A. 1905, B. 1911, or C. 1923? Find out after the break. Welcome back to WRC Rally Magazine. Before the break, we asked the question, in which year was the Monte Carlo Rally first run? And the answer is 1911. With 2006 being the 74th running of the Monte Carlo Rally, this classic event has the richest history of all. First run 95 years ago, the rally has pitted man and machine against the elements high above Monte Carlo in the Alpes-Maritimes. Many a close battle has raged on the icy stages over the years. One of the most memorable was back at the start of the 1990s.
Rally Monte Carlo 1991 saw relative newcomer François Delacour burst onto the rally scene with a confidence normally associated with more accomplished drivers. In only the 7th event of his career, the young Frenchman would prove to be a credible threat to some of the best drivers in the world. Where others were falling by the wayside, Delacour was shining. Day 1 saw him finish in 4th place behind Bruno Sabi, Niki Biazian, and reigning world champion Carlos Sainz, who was leading. Even the treacherous mountains and weather conditions on day 2 couldn't slow him. Delacour was driving in the aggressive manner that would become his trademark, despite requests from the Ford team to slow down and hold position. He would finish day 2 in 2nd. So, going into the last day, world champion Carlos Sainz had a challenger. Eventually, on the final night of the rally, Delacour took the lead from Sainz, and with only the famous Col de Torini to negotiate, victory in his home country would surely be his. But it was here that the mystery, excitement and cruelty of Monte Carlo raised its head. On the very last stage, Delacour's rear suspension failed, dropping him to third. The emotion all too clear to see and too much to hide. Victory would go to Sainz, but the rally would be remembered for Francois Delacour's heroic efforts.
As ever, a new season brings a raft of new rules and regs, and 2006 is no exception. A major innovation to attract more teams into the WRC is the introduction of what's known as the Manufacturer 2 class. This enables a team to score points in the Manufacturers' Championship, but without having to compete in all 16 rounds. Drivers in the M2 category are not permitted to have finished inside the top 6 in the drivers' standings in the last 5 years. 2005 specification cars will be run in this class. Manufacturer 1 regulations require teams to rally 2006 specification cars. The technical spec for 06 cars is markedly different from 2005, as Subaru's Tom Hunt explains.
This year compared to last year, we're running active differentials. They're passive differentials, which is mechanical this year. Some electronics have been bumped, which have necessitated quite a few changes to the car. We've had to redesign to put mechanical transmissions in. The only one that's electronic now is the centre.
To help curtail costs, certain components will be used for more than one rally.
We have to use engines for 2 events, cross members and some other components, which obviously necessitates us doing a lot more endurance work to prove these components are right.
So what does this mean for the team and the men doing battle behind the wheel?
It may be a slightly more of a compromised situation in some events. It's going to be a lot harder work, I think, for teams initially. Some will adapt easier than others, I think.
Just which drivers adapt the quickest remains to be seen. But let's take a look at the rest of this season's runners and riders.
Although factory team Peugeot have pulled out of the WRC, the French line will be well represented during the 2006 season. The newly formed OMV Peugeot Norway team will be running 2 former Works Peugeot 307s. Austrian Manfred Stoll will compete in all 16 rounds of the season and will be partnered once again by co-driver Ilka Miner. Stoll's teammate will be Norwegian ace Henning Solberg, brother of former world champion Petter. 2006 will see Henning compete in 12 events, including the season opener in Monte Carlo. Ex-Ford driver Tony Gardemeister will also be piloting a 307 this season. The Finn has put together a 10-round championship programme with privateer team Astra. Rally giants Ford may be considered by many as favourites to win both the drivers' and manufacturers' titles in 2006. With the new evolution of the Focus having already acquitted itself tremendously well in Australia last year and a new driver lineup, the Blue Oval looks very menacing. Double world champion Marcus Grönholm comes to Ford after 7 seasons and 18 victories with Peugeot. The Finn is particularly excited about the challenge a new car and a new team brings.
I'm quite excited, yes, that's the word. We have been testing and I'm really optimistic and what we can do with the car, so it feels good.
Grönholm's teammate for 2006 will be fellow Finn Mikko Hirvonen. The 25-year-old could be one of the most exciting faces to follow this year. Mikko achieved a string of good results last season in his privately run Focus. Mikko is no stranger to the WRC, having been a works driver with Subaru in 2004 and with Ford in 2003.
You can't even imagine. I've been waiting this moment for a long time, and back with Ford team, and it feels like coming back home. I know almost all the mechanics from years behind, so really looking forward to it.
Under this year's rules, as we heard earlier in the show, teams can run under the M2 regulations. Ford's B team will be spearheaded by Englishman Matthew Wilson, son of Ford team principal Malcolm. The 18-year-old will compete in all 16 rounds of the championship and will be looking to impress.
Really, I just want him to go out and get the experience, try and finish as many rallies as possible, because that is invaluable going forward. You know, you can never start too soon. And the great thing is he's got fantastic opportunity, you know, given by by Stobbits and VK, so he's got to grab it with both hands, and I'm sure he'll be fine.
Czech team Skoda have reorganised their rally programme and will be represented by the privateer Red Bull Skoda team. The Austrian-based outfit will compete in the Manufacturer 2 Championship and be present at 10 rounds this season. 21-year-old Austrian and unknown quantity Andreas Aigner will be the team's #1 driver. Former Mitsubishi driver Gilles Panizzi will pilot the second Fabia in Monte Carlo, Corsica and Spain, while DTM star Matthias Ekstrom will fill the second seat on the snow of Sweden. Ex-Skoda Works driver Armin Schwartz will lead the new outfit as team director. Former Citroën driver François Duval will also be making an appearance this year in a Skoda Fabia. At the moment, the Belgian is just contesting the Monte Carlo Rally. Big-name drivers out in the cold for 2006 include ex-world champion Colin McRae, who made 2 impressive outings with Skoda last year. And former Peugeot driver Marco Martin also has no drive. Ex-Ford driver Roman Cresta is also set to watch the action from the sidelines.
So, with who's in and who's out for the season firmly established, 2006 is set to be a fiercely fought battle. The first test will be in the icy French Alps and the classic Monte Carlo Rally. This year, the Monte will consist of 18 special stages, covering a total competitive distance of 366 kilometres. 2 new stages make an appearance for the 74th running of the event. For the last 3 years, one man has been the king of Monte Carlo, and that man is current world champion Sébastien Loeb. The Frenchman has been on the top step of the podium many times, but still recognises just how unpredictable this event can be.
It's always a very difficult rally, and I think in Monte Carlo it's very difficult to say I will start, I will win the rally. It's so tricky. The tire choice can be so difficult. You don't know. The most important here is to go on a good rhythm and not to make a mistake, so I will try to do it.
So, with tyre choice always a compromise and drivers often finding themselves battling away with racing slicks on stages covered with ice and snow, no surprises then that there's usually plenty of action.
It's the hardest rally of the year to get right because there are so many conditions to prepare for. It's so unpredictable. The weather in the mountains, when you're trapped between the Alps and the Mediterranean, the weather changes so quickly. It's so unpredictable, and they're so varied, the conditions. You can have warm sunshine in Monte Carlo and a foot of snow on top of Turini. That variety and unpredictability is what makes it a real challenge.
With danger at every corner, keeping on the racing line and having confidence at the wheel is of paramount importance. Here's Subaru's Petter Solberg with his thoughts on these demanding stages.
Monte Carlo is so different because you can have ice on the half of the road and try on the next part, and it's just the judgment who is very, very difficult, and get the tire choice correct. It's very exciting, very exciting.
So, what kind of car setup will be needed for Monte Carlo?
You need something that gives the driver confidence. You need something that's easy to drive and something that's adaptable to all the conditions, because the conditions change so much. The car can never be perfect for all of those conditions, so it has to be a good compromise and easy to drive.
You just have to try to be calm, take it as it comes, and not try to be too excited, you know. Let's see, I don't want to put any predictions on my result there. I'm aiming for podium, that's the main thing.
For me in Monte, the main thing is to finish the rally, but I won't go there just to drive slowly and finish it. So for sure I will push hard and do as well as I can. So we'll see. I think anything can happen.
Always there is good drivers who is Loeb have won it now many times, and he will fight like hell. So, but I am optimistic.
Sébastien Loeb may well be the man to beat in Monte Carlo and in 2006, but no doubt this season will be a thrilling contest. And to keep up to date with all the WRC news, log on to wrc.com. But until next time, it's goodbye.